welcome to Monday Morning Detective, the podcast. This is episode number 19, and I've been posting a lot about this particular case on Facebook, and I wanted to address it here. Now, as you know, in addition to passing judgment or criticizing or complimenting officers out in the field on any true crime situation or event that takes place, either in the past or recently, like within a day. Whenever it hits the news wires, I like to talk about it. And at times, if it's unknown as to, the particulars as to perhaps like the suspect or something of that nature, I like to speculate and predict based on the information that is released to the press. Now, we know how being experienced investigators, as many of us are, we know how the police withhold information. We know how the news tends to go down rabbit holes or follow the wrong trail or things of that nature. And sometimes they're just lied to and not given correct information in an effort to, to protect the information necessary to investigate the crime. That's the number one issue. That's the number one goal, anyway. So we have an incident where 4 University of Idaho students were murdered off campus. It happened Sunday. Today is Tuesday. And let me check. Is today Tuesday? Yes, it's Tuesday. And I originally speculated, based on the information provided by the mayor of the town, it's Moscow, Idaho, that the mayor stated that the community is safe. This was a targeted killing and the community was safe. Well, taking that information, I naturally assumed it was a murder-suicide with a gun, where the 3 of the students were murdered and the 4th one did the murdering and killed themselves. Now, the victims were 3 women and a male. The women were Madison Mogan, Zana Kernodle, and Kaylee Goncalves. The male was Ethan Chapin. They were all 20 or 21 years of age. They were all seniors at the school and were very engaged in the academics as well as the social life. They were, I think all 3 girls were members of a sorority, and I don't know much about the male. So naturally, I assumed, they determined right off the bat that it was a murder-suicide, and the community is not in danger. Why else would you say such a thing? Well, now a news report comes out about an hour ago where the suspect is still being sought, and the mayor was forced to backtrack on everything he said. And this included the fact that this was a crime of passion, which is what he originally claimed, and that the community was not in danger. Now, I understand why a mayor might want to say that, but you can't. Not when the suspect is still on the loose. They may very well know who the suspect is, and I'll get into that in a second, but they don't have him in custody. So you cannot put the community at rest believing that they're safe. They have to be on the alert. And this would include, locking their doors, looking around when they exit their residence or business, and things of that nature. You have a mass murderer running around your town. Now, it may not be quite like that. In fact, it probably isn't. But whoever did this, and it's now been determined that it was a sharp-edged instrument like a knife, was the weapon. And they were described as being butchered, which is how you would describe an incident like that with 4 bodies, probably numerous stab wounds. And so it now tells a different story. And obviously the mayor had to backtrack because a lot of people were making assumptions, myself included. So I take the L on this. I'll take the loss. So what it's probably going to end up being is a former boyfriend to one of the 3 girls. One of the girls was currently in a relationship with Mr. Chapin, Ethan Chapin. So that could be a new relationship, and the killer was jealous of it, or one of the other 2 girls broke up with this guy and he killed him. They believe the crime was committed between 3 and 4 on Sunday morning. Okay? Saturday night is a party night. These are college kids. Nothing wrong if they, high on personal recreational drugs or completely drunk from a party. I don't think I spent a sober weekend in my college. And either in bed or, passed out asleep or somehow incapacitated but still awake and still, in the perhaps living room or something. But chances are they were asleep. And someone came in. It's unknown how they gained entry and quote unquote butchered these people. Now obviously they're keeping it hush hush, but assuming that's the circumstances as I described, a single person, a male, coming in, killing them. They believe it's a targeted murder, mass murder, and so they know the suspect. The victims knew the suspect. This wasn't a stranger danger coming in off the street with a sword or anything of that nature. I speculated it may have been involving drugs, or money for drugs was owed. It could be an outlaw biker, could be a white supremacist. This is near Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which is almost the center of that type of activity. And or it could be a drug dealer, a local drug dealer that did this, sending a message. But those are extreme speculations. I'm going to go with the relationship situation, and the person gained entry, made the killings, and left. Now, a friend of theirs arrived noon on Sunday and found the bodies. So now it's possible that the suspect has called in, admitted guilt, and, is out in the woods somewhere, maybe dead already. It was only a matter of time before they figured out who, because of a bad breakup, text messages, messages on answering machines, emails, common knowledge that this guy is making veiled threats or not so veiled threats, and is not going to has not taken the breakup easily, and that they're found and captured later and tried and obviously spend the rest of their lives in prison. They're going to catch him, and they probably know who it is. So it's only a matter of time. But it's a very, very sad, tragic circumstance. These were young people just starting out their lives. They had weddings and children to look forward to, and grandchildren, and an entire life, another 60 years or more on this planet. Someone robbed them of that. And it's always tragic, always. And my heart goes out to these people and their families. And we'll say an extra prayer for them. And we'll do everything we can as a society to get this killer and send him to the gates of hell, where he'll burn in eternity. That's how I feel. Tuesday, they will have him in custody by Friday, possibly by the end of today. And, the mayor should be ashamed of himself for releasing the information or speculating however he did it. I think he was told certain things and then told not to say anything, but typical of a politician, couldn't help himself, and said things that led people to believe incorrectly that they were safe. You are not safe as a community when a mass murderer is loose. When that person is behind bars, in custody, and it's known that there was only one perpetrator in the crime, only then are you considered safe. These 4 people were not safe. There was obviously a reason why they were targeted. I'm going to go with the relationship reason. I could be way off. So that'll do it for episode 19. And we'll keep you abreast of the situation as the information is developed. And we'll talk to you next time. Have a great day.